So, thank you so much. If you guys don't know me, my name is Sebastian Sanders, and more importantly, welcome to the second annual Titan Slam. We're gonna have a great time this morning. We've got 12 poets performing all original pieces today, and we've also got 5 judges who are going to be giving the poets, scores out of 10. And the lowest score and the highest score is going to be dropped, so it's going to be best out of 30 instead of out of 50. And as far as scoring goes, you're going to get up to 5 points for your language and your theme, like the originality, your vocabulary, your poetic devices, all that. And you'll also get 5 points for your voice, your performance, your volume, your emotion, just how much you get into your piece. So, with that out of the way, let's get into our 5 judges. First off, we have Amber Williams, and judges, I'm going to ask you to raise your hand. We have Amber Williams, a librarian. We have Danielle Milton, a former UHS grad. We have Eileen Rupert, also from the Valley Library. And we have Debbie and Jason Blodgett, friends of the Spokane County Library. So now let's jump into a little bit of audience participation. Now, a lot of you guys have been to one before, but if you haven't, audience participation is encouraged. If a poet seems nervous or something and you want to give them a little support, you can slide your hands together like this. Everybody do it with me. Perfect. Not too loud, but just enough. If you hear something in a poem that you really like, that you resonate with, and you want to give them support, you can snap like this. Everybody's favorite, okay? And of course, there may be times when you just need to cheer because you hear something that's so profound, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Okay. Now, obviously, it takes a lot to get on this stage, and we want to show nothing but love for our poets today. But in a poetry slam, you're also allowed to let the judges know how you feel. If they give a really high score and you like that, you can cheer for it. If they give a really low score and you don't like that, you can boo. Okay? Let them know how they feel. They know that they're the bad guys here. Okay? So before we get to our students, we're going to have Mrs. Snyder perform an original piece. We're going to have Mrs. Snyder perform an original piece and be our little sacrificial lamb so we can get the ball rolling. So without further ado, please welcome Mrs. Snyder.
Okay, I'm not nervous at all, but here we go. They can do it, I can do it, right? So, I grew up hearing the adage, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. It's a good philosophy, if born from a positive wellspring. Without conviction, without passion, without confidence, those beliefs that you hold so dear disappear and transform into opinions. And opinions are just passive invitations to have someone change your mind. And the fear is that you'll end up falling for anything. So there is some merit to standing strong, to knowing that you aren't wrong. But I'm here to ask you not to just stand for something. That's so flippant, something. Easily becomes anything. And that's when you start to fall because you're tripping all over everyone else's opinions, trying to make them your own. No, if you're going to stand for something kind. Stand for something inclusive. Stand for something uplifting. When there's so much in this world that doesn't make sense, and where there are so many people ready to take offense, it really should be easy, but unfortunately it's not, to stand for something worthy of defense. Get online and you'll see society's decline. We encourage animosity. We video record the fights that we see. We act like we're 13 talking smack behind a computer screen. We ignore human decency as soon as we think we have anonymity. Invariably, the loudest and most critical and belittling and closed-minded are the ones empowered, emboldened. And those keyboard warriors, they stand for something. And it's usually something mean or illogical, obscene or downright diabolical. When you can't silence others' limited points of view, log off. Take a walk. Take a stand. Lift weights. Lift spirits. Review your own attitude and consider others' points of view. Do whatever it takes that your beliefs come back to the forefront. That strengthens your mind, helps you to be kind, that fills your soul, that quiets the trolls. Build it up so that your foundation is strong and broad and unlikely to let you fall.
All right, very good. Let's hear it one more time from Mr. Snyder. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to jump into our first student poet of the night. Everybody give it up. Let's hear those scores. We've got an 8.3.
Oh, those could be better!
Can't really see him that well. The light's in my way. I don't know. 8.7. 8.9. 9.0. 8.5. I'm sorry, guys. The light is really bright. Okay. Yay! 7.5. Alright. So, now we can jump into, once again, our first student poet of the night. Everybody put your hands together for Spencer Hawkins.
Okay. So this is a little piece I like to call Candy Shop. The glare from the sun beamed through the convenience store window and off the shelving units in front of me, framing my two delectable decisions like two endless seas to quench my 6-year-old life thirst for purpose, like competitors in the latest Street Fighter rendition. On the left, I had the milky Hershey's with arrays of breakable squares running in multiple directions, and on the right, I had sweet, satisfying, seductive Skittles, superfluously colorful, all 7 colors of the rainbow shining through. A tropical pack, I might add, with variations from kiwi lime to passion fruit blue. It's been 3 hours, Spencer. We need to leave, my mother begged. She simply did not yet understand my decision-making was like brewing a fine wine and that it needed time to be ready. And this decision was not going to be some cheap arcade grape soda. I was going to make the finest freaking Chardonnay you've ever seen. Even if it took centuries of mental battling and fermenting, just pick one. If you regret your choice, then put it back and grab the other, my mother declared. The two competitors began to fight for the control of my mother's pocketbook. Immediately, my fingers clasped the Hershey's bar like an arcade claw machine, but no sooner than the claws lifted from its resting place, visions of Skittle heaven, Skittle statues, and Skittle fountains teased at my senses. So the Skittle pack sucker punched his way into my hand. The result was the same. The strength and strategy of these competitors seemed equal, fighting in my mind endlessly. My mother's words seemed a false prophecy. The wiring in my brain was not fit to run this algorithm. Every iteration the same. Grasp, regret, drop, repeat, grasp, regret, drop. Spencer, we really need to leave now, my mom stated. My arcade arms suddenly ran out of quarters and stopped in defeat. I began to agree with my mother that I was indeed attempting the impossible feat. As I began my departure out of this child-sized Pandora's box, both my competitors stopped fighting each other and began to fight me. If neither of them could win, then neither could I leave. Here I am today, and I swear every time I close my eyes, there's a glare on that shelf, and there I am in that aisle, both candies staring down at me, and my brain is still not fit to run this algorithm. Grasp, regret, drop, repeat. But don't pity me. It's okay. Back in my house, I've been building a brewery. It hasn't been in the past 6 years, and it probably won't be today, but someday, I'm gonna drink the finest freaking Chardonnay you've ever seen.
sorry, midget. While they count up their scores, let's hear it again for Spencer. Our next poet savant, you can make your way to the stage at this time. We've got a 9.2. We've got a 9.6. We've got a 9.8. We've got another 9.6. And another one. My bad, I didn't see both of them. 9.6.
He's changing his score. 1 second.
Oh, my bad, guys. That is my fault. All right, so without further ado, can we have everybody welcome Savon Bretthauer?
I'm not that tall. Okay. This is called Spot the Difference. Do you hear that? The teeth that chatter, the glass that shatters, the clothes that tatter? No? Well, in truth, what seems to matter is climbing the social ladder. Who cares for the pitter-patter of the children? Will we ever start turning this inhumane batter, make the starving ones fatter, and help all those Mad Hatters out there? It's as though our egos are bigger than our ears, blocking off all the empty tears of the children and their peers, the parents filled with fears. Kids can't make careers out of nothing. Can we try and take all this hate to make something great? Fate isn't decided, it's our traits that have ignited us to greatness. To start, let's make this a world for everyone. Help the poor and war torn. There's beauty in roses, even with all the thorns. Make something loving and warm, less deathless to mourn. Our big world is torn into a world that is foreign to each other. We could help our fellow people with just some support. Imagine if it was you who were struggling, and Plan A was your last resort. We could all become one, a petition we're done, make money and run. It isn't about having fun, it's about making a difference.
Very good, let's hear it again for Savon, sorry. Alright, I just want to say real quick that the final score for Spencer last time was 28.4. So, by the way, Amy, you're next if you could get ready and we'll wait for these scores. We have got an 8.7, a 9.0, a 9.1. That looks like an 8.5. Once again, another 8.5. That's okay, that's okay. Okay, so now, without further ado, can we get everybody to welcome Amy Bethelman.
Hi, you guys. I'm Amy. This is titled After Party, abridged version. Parties aren't fun. Hear me out. The after party that we're so quick to disregard is lost in the roar of living loud and fast. But there are still things to love. Like toasting to the new year or singing happy birthday, food, dancing, music, you name the type. Video games in your neighbor's basement, cheering and jeering and joining in the hype. Then there are shouts and the gossip, overwhelming conversation, the dance floor and the lights smiling without hesitation. People, endless people, karaoke, a rave, a flurry of activities assault you in a wave, a wink, a push. Your heart says something's right, but don't give in to instinct, because it's only for tonight. It's singing, moving, living, breathing, flying, falling, trying, seeing, breathe, shout, move, laugh, table, blinds, drink, crash, stairs, door, light, sound, walk, drive, dark, flash, stop. After party. Where the wind rattles through the blinds and moonbeams stripe the living room carpet. Red solo cups in the house in disarray, but it's quiet. And it's just you. You at low battery, retrospective, reflective, disconnected, restfully recharging, relieved. It's a crumbling, fluttering final collapse of the self-sustenance and stamina you so dutifully paraded. And for what? If it all comes back to this after party. Being human isn't fun. Hear me out. The little things, the after parties, are lost in living loud and fast, but there are still things to love. Like collapsing in a giggling fit, sleeping over with your friends, breezing through your neighborhood alone on a bike, having a one-woman concert at the top of your lungs, dipping your toes into the river after a blistering hike, holding hands with people you love when you win, and learning to hold your head high when you don't, ordering dishes you eat every time, or trying something new that you once said you won't. The patience it takes to pet a stray cat, pure contentment with where you're at, because the world isn't a rushing or a tendency to go. It's a stopping, retardation, a willingness to slow, therefore we know the importance of our time, because it always will continue in a never-ending line. If we want to slow down, we must do it ourselves. Stop and smell the flowers. No one's telling you how. We live like there's a goal that's just out of reach, and if we climb and we climb at once, our soul will be complete. It's reaching, rushing, moving, living, laughing, loving, heavy lifting, shift, make, hair breath, cover dust, sleep, death, stop. Aftermath. There are no moonbeams illuminating the floor, just darkness and stars, thoughts floating in an empty abyss, the essence of a life once lived. But here, it's just you. You at low battery, you at no battery at all, a dead battery, empty, finished, limited, worn out from that daily rush of commitments, expectations, appearances, adherence. It's a crumbling, fluttering, final collapse of the self-sustenance and stamina you so dutifully displayed. For what? Did you do it? You know, it. Did you live your life? Or did you rush through what you're told defines a life well lived? Stop and learn to love the after party.
Once again, let's give it up for Amy. Luke, you're our next poet, but for now, let's see what these scores are. We've got a 9.4. We've got a 9.8. We've got a 9.9. We've got another 9.5. And a 9.2. Alrighty. That was, I was gonna say that's a nice poem, but they're all nice poems, so my bad. Everybody, put your hands together for Luke Holmes.
First time speaking into a microphone. This poem's called Chained, and it's written for my brother who passed away in 2015. The hospital room smelled of latex gloves and the devil's finest poison. The beeping of the EKG was an ineludible noise. Who knew that death had such a simple yet powerful sound? We love you, Nikki, and while the overdose caught us by surprise, I promise you made us all proud. 13 open heart surgeries with the prodigious scars you have to show. The iniquitous change of addiction wrap themselves around you and no longer let you grow. I wept with all the family in the hospital room, memorizing the speckled pattern on the floor tile, fearing too much to look up. The tubes spilling from your body as if staying barely on life support, just waiting for everyone to get there just wasn't enough. I'll never overlook the recollection of holding her hand for the last time. Your body lay motionless, limber, and frostbound. I cried to God, I cried to you, alone in the room, hoping your promised land was found. I keep the rehab letters in my glove box, knowing your beautiful mind was responsible for creating those invaluable writings. I wake up thinking about you most mornings with the atoms of my body shaking and my blood flowing like never before. My mind awake, however my body sleeping, wondering for you what's in store. I always wonder if you watch me throughout my day, or if you ever check in on Mom because we know she was your absolute favorite. I talk to her about you incessantly, and we talk about how you're finally in a better place, and we hope you savor it. Trying to describe how much we miss you is truly ineffable, and sometimes when I get despondent about you being gone, all I think about is what I could have done for you to be here with us today. But those dark thoughts are immediately overcome with the image of your smile that now can never fade away.
Once again, Luke Holland. Get Cole Gerber to get ready. You're up next. But for now, let's add these scores up, baby. Got an 8.8. We got a 9.3. We got an 8.9. We've got a 9.0. And an 8.8. All right, thank you very much, Luke. But right now, let's put our hands together for Cole Gerber.
Guess who didn't get the memo that you don't have to dress formal? Hi, my name is Cole Gerber, and I will be performing my piece, Watching My Own Back. I have a serious fixation on watching my own back. My own dad put knives into it, so why wouldn't I? I watch my back out of the fear that I might be impaled by another. I watch my back out of the fear that I'm doing it wrong. I watch my back out of the fear that I might not even be worthy of the privilege of being judged. Granted, being talked about some is better than being a shadow. Always present, but never holding the validity to make any conversation. I would love to let it all go and see what stays. However, I'm not sure anything would. I feel indebted to this world. Too many nights spent sleeping on other families' couches. Months on end, wondering where I'll head next, becoming familiar with the cries that would crack your rib cage open just to have it slam shut when you're finally forced to breathe. Losing familiarity with the rooms you sleep in? Yes, I would like the light left on, and no, it's not because I'm afraid of the dark. Rather, I'm afraid of waking up and feeling more comfortable with the initial thought that I might be dead. Maybe I'm less of a someone, and I'm more of a person I want people to appreciate. Maybe I'm so hard to love that I attempt so hardly to be someone that's easy to love. Maybe I'm tired. I came to my end July 24th, 2017. I was given two choices. Give in to the sweet temptation of looking back just to be poisoned by myself yet again, or to leave what was behind me. But there are so many people who have so much to say, and the words that they say about me aren't even true. It doesn't matter. It never mattered. You spend so much time looking back and your legs make a habit too, and next thing you know, you're living your life backwards. Behind my back is scary. Behind my back are knives waiting to impale my already wounded conscience. I'm done looking back. Because people will try to destroy you 101 times over, and you might hear every single word. But I've learned something. The sounds of hatred become muffled when you care more about what's in front of you than what's behind you. Let them talk. Approval is a weightless gift. I don't want their applause, and I don't care for their approval. I'm Cole Gerber, not Cole Stephen Gerber, just Cole, who through trials of life has developed an unwavering belief in optimism for today, hope for tomorrow, and a steadfast love always. Just Cole, who has an eagerness to learn and never failed to broaden his view of this big world. Just Cole, who despite a serious fixation of watching his own back, gives his best self to this world. Because if a God can have grace for him, he can have faith in a God that created a world. I trust deeply in myself. I love my scars. I show active gratitude for what they have taught me. I'm Cole, tenaciously hopeful.
while we're waiting for our next poet to get ready, let's count up these scores when the lights turn on. We got a 9.5. We got another 9.5. Another 9.5. Oh, my bad. Didn't mean to get excited. That's a 9.3. Guys, I'm sorry. 9.5 and 9.3. Guys, I'm really trying my hardest out here. I'll do better, I promise. But for now, everybody, put it together for Cody Brinkman.
How's it going, guys? Good, how are you? I got a poem that's called Why. Why? Why are kids in Syria still being killed with explosions? And we do not care because we would rather focus on Trump said something mean or Clinton's emails got opened. Why in the world do we just let them be hopeless? Why do we see blood on the ground as red as Ferris and simply not care because of our indifference? Hey, shout out Miss Medeiros. Why? Why do we tell people we love them and then encourage them to put poison inside their body that could be hurting them? Why did no one in your family pull you aside and tell you stop before you contemplated suicide? You watched them fill up on alcohol for years, and you're surprised when they come to you with eyes filled with tears. Why is drug culture so popular and we accept it, and then wonder why so many teens suffer from depression? Why? Why did you let her drink as a 10th grader, and then wonder why she's suicidal 4 years later? Why did a Muslim girl die with no one there to save her? And God, oh God, why did you take Colin Sather? Three-sport athlete, full-ride scholar to U of I, to play football. That kid touched so many lives. When I entered a room with him, the air filled with laughter. He gave us all memories that we could talk about after. God, tell me why were none of our prayers answered? And God, oh God, why is there such a thing as cancer? Why, God? It's not often you make me question, but he was only 19 and you took him into your heaven. But God, I trust you, although your plan may be long. When we stop caring for children, that's when all the love is lost. The alcohol and depression, I think it needs to be gone. I am not a genius. I know that I may be wrong. But I love you, God, and Colin. Let's all remain Sather strong.
Let's hear it again for Cody. Really good. Now we got our next poet lined up. Let's add up these scores. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we got an 8.6.
Tens only!
We've got an 8.8. We've got another 8.8. We've got an 8.9. And an 8.6. Alright, thank you judges and thank you Cody. Everybody, let's give a warm welcome to Emma Biles.
Hi guys, how are you? My name is Emma Biles. I'm going to be presenting a piece called You. You were the one who screwed me up. You used me up like a toothbrush, putting something in just to spit it back out. Only 2 minutes, twice a day, but it was never enough to take my dirt away. I still have to recover from all the cavities you uncovered and all the teeth that you pulled, stepping out of that closet just to be pushed back in out of the blue, feeling just like I did in middle school, but still I stayed, always unmoving like the bricks in my childhood home, feeling like another useless tome, and even when you weren't anywhere to be found, when I needed you the most and I hit the ground, I always let you back in, even when you took me for granted and used me once again. I I've learned from you and many others, but you were the worst I had to discover. And I wonder, how did I recover? But when that storm was brewing and I was under that cloud cover, and when that rain hit and I felt my roots dig under, this rebirth was a sight to discover. It even surprised my own mother. Hand by hand, I met my brother and we walked side by side and we held each other. You are never alone, so don't doubt that ever. This is for us, forever. But now that I'm also clever to never let you pull me back into your endeavor, so shout out to you for putting me through hell and using me up, but I'll rise above and show you what I'm made of. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Emma Biles. All right, our next poet, she's ready. Now we're ready to count up the scores. I don't think I forgot. We've got an 8.5. We've got a 9.3. We've got a 9.1. We've got a 9.0. And an 8.7, thank you. All right, thank you once again, judges, and thank you, Emma. Ladies and gentlemen, can we put our hands together for Kat Perry?
And this is called the 60%. This one is for the girl with the semicolon tattoo. This one is for the boy who keeps his head down in the hall. This one is for the twins who everyone loved, and then, wait, what happened again? Oh yeah, one of them died, and everyone thought it was some freak accident, but no, it was suicide. This one's for the girl who dreams of slitting her wrists. This one is for the boy who gets made fun of for being tall. This one is for all of us who struggle with what none of us talk about. This one is about this thing called mental health. I gotta pause myself now, because if I get going, I won't stop. So let me quickly sum it up. 80% of today's teens struggle with severe depression and or anxiety, and that number is on the rise. But only 20% of that 80% get help. So what about the other 60%? The 60% is what you don't see. You see a boy who was held back in geometry and you just assume that he's dumb. But you don't see that his failing grade just below a D is because his mother was just diagnosed with cancer, stage 3. You see a girl who wears a hoodie, even if it's 90 degrees, but you don't see what's under her sleeves. You just laugh at her and call her hoodie girl as she passes you in the hall, and you don't see her scarred and bleeding wrists at all. You see a girl up on this stage ranting about people that she doesn't know, but you don't see her scars, you don't see her darkness, you don't see that she tried to kill herself. No, you don't see mental health. Disclaimer. I have gotten the help that I need, and I have regular sessions of therapy. On that topic, you take therapy like it's a joke. You laugh at how messed up someone is because they have to go to therapy, but it's a lot more common than you think, and it needs to be taken seriously. We're all a little messed up. I mean, welcome to high school. The best 4 years of your life. No. A better description is the most challenging and mind-twisting and heartbreaking experience of adolescence, and I'm not saying it's not all amazing, but for a lot of us, it sucks. Because nobody asks how you're doing, nobody sees what you're feeling, you just see smiles and hear laughter in the halls. But the ignorance in all of us, when it comes to our mental wellness, needs to be changed into information, not separation from our classmates, just because we aren't as popular, or as noticed, or as smart. But the labels need to stop, because that's what starts it all. You never asked that boy in your geometry class why he was held back. You never asked hoodie girl why she never wore a dress. You never asked, she never saw. And our mental health is so much more important, and it affects us all, no matter how insignificant I may be. And no matter how much attention you paid to me, this discussion used to be brought up more frequently because this one is for the girl with the semicolon tattoo. This one is for all of us, both for me and for you. This one is for the lack of attention our minds receive. This one is about the same, called mental health. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's show Kat Perry some love. All right, now we have our next poet lined up. Let's hear those scores, judges. We've got 1, 2, 3. We've got a 9.5. And we got ourselves at 9.9. Here we got an 8.9. Another 8.9. 8.7. All right, once again, thank you so much, judges, and thank you, Kat. Everybody, can we put our hands together for Taylor Cooper?
Hello. So this one's called The Average Extrovert. That's the title. So when you asked the question, why don't you talk more? Why don't you be more social? I was like, yeah, so you don't get my life. I was like, you don't understand that I have to constantly remind myself not to let the voice of other people drown my own inner voice. That sometimes language as powerful as mine is not powerful enough to express how I feel. That leaned towards my creativity, not to show you my thoughts, but my emotions. But for me to explain to you that rush, that feeling of creativity, for there's no word to feel satisfaction. Although my life might seem boring and tedious for you, I have not yet heard the symphonious words inside. For I am always fanning like glass, camouflaged in the background. I await to be knocked down, broken to pieces, scattered upon right to enter the conversation. For I am a person meant to be able to act, not through, as if I wasn't standing right in front of you, as if I couldn't talk to. But it's fine. I mean, sort of. I mean, not really, since I guess I consider myself an introvert, so I guess it doesn't bother me as much as you think it does. Well, I'm an introvert. I look at my life from the inside out. And I can look at talk to people. And sometimes I look at my life as if, like a movie, like what I'm seeing right now is the same as when I'm sitting in front of a screen, like no one can actually hear me. No one can actually see me. I'm just a viewer watching my life. And I'm set. So if you want me to talk more, I'm sorry, let's just say I'm not the best at acting, and let's also say that I suck at lack of confidence, so.
Once again, Taylor Cooper. All right, thank you so much. Now that we have our next poet lined up, let's get those scores. Ha ha ha. Okay. We got a 9.0. How about another 9.0? Once again, a 9.0. A 9.0. And an 8.8. Thank you so much, judges. We appreciate every minute you guys stay here. So, to introduce our next poet, everybody please give a warm welcome to Kimberly Fox.
I live in an empty shell searching for a person. A person I love, a person I am comfortable with, and a person that everyone else loves. Instead, I look into a mirror and cry. Cry because I don't find that person staring back at me, and I pick apart every single imperfection and harshly criticize it. My shell does have something inside, but it's so small you'd be appalled. The rest is a huge gap-like sap that swallows me whole. It hides the wonders inside so that I'll never find them, never be happy, never love who I am, just yearn for love to be. My shell is bleeding, but the blood is cold. I'm not sold on this whole be-bold thing. I belong in my shell. And my shell belongs to me. I could do anything I want to it. Ignore it, conform it, destroy it. I ponder excessively, and the answer should be complex, but the simplicity is killing me. Yes, I choose and fear, for my fate is near. This shell will crumble underneath the hate it has for itself. I'm done. Done with trying to fix the shell of every imperfection. Done with hurting the shell to release the sun. Just done. Not for now, forever. I was a shell that broke under pressure. I was a shell that had cracks all throughout the design. I was a shell cowering in fear and hiding. I was a shell, but now I'm a person. A person with emotions, each one teaching my brain to persevere. A person that allows myself to get where I need to go. A person with a future of happiness and growth. A fearless one with opinions full of life and inspiration. However, it was just beneath the surface. So look past the shell and into the body. What you'll find is not what you'd expect. A person you can't see but feel. A person that loves unconditionally, and that person is inside everyone. A person worth discovering. It may be small, but it is mighty, screaming to break free of the prison you insist on living in. The hidden true self is exhausted, but will never give in until you step in.
I didn't get fired yet. I know I messed up one time. All right, so let's get these scores really quick. We got an 8.9. We've got a 9.5. We've got a 9.7. We've got a 9.5. And a 9.2. Thank you so much, judges. And thank you to all of our poets. Up next, everybody give a warm welcome to Saika Williams.
My poem is walking the tightrope. Things can spiral out of control, and I feel like it's my fault. I feel like telling her what's going on in my mind, but I can't stand the thought of her slipping out of my grasp completely. I feel like I'm walking on a tightrope that's 3,000 feet in the air. It's hard to breathe, and she just stands there, looking at me as I hold out my hand. I see it on her face. I see that she wants to go down to the ground, to leave me to fall as a rope snaps from underneath my weight. I can feel my body falling through the air, only to suddenly stop. Seeing her there with a smile, my world just stops. And I stare for a while, and suddenly I'm back on that rope, watching her decide whether to help me or to leave. I relived this moment over and over, hoping that it would just stop, that one day that rope is gonna snap and she's not gonna be there to stop me from falling for my death. But then a part of me hopes. It hopes that she'll grab my hand and pull me off my balancing act, that the fears around me will slowly stop carving away into my mind, that it'll get easier to breathe when she helps me down to this spiraling stairs leading to the ground, that hearing the words, "You're safe, it's gonna be okay," slipped from her lips. It was just a dream. A dream that never seems to end. It repeats itself like a torturing act of my fears hidden in words. The words hurt and the lies hurt more. I see as that dream slips away from my memory, never to be seen. The next thing I know, I'm back on that rope, seeing her turn away. My hand drops to my side as the fears finally burst from my eyes. The rope disappears from under my feet, and I accept that I am falling thousands of feet to my death. I look down to see the ground, and I close my eyes, and the tears fall with me. I hit the ground, only to realize that I am safe, that Annette caught me for my death. I look up and to my left to see her smiling. She helped me up and said, "Stop walking on that tightrope. It's only going to lead you to your death." I look at her, and I hold out my hand again, and I say, "Stop walking on yours." We all have a balancing act, and we have to overcome it with help from someone else or by ourselves. See, I've had help. So let me ask you this. What would you do? Would you ask for help or do it by yourself?
Once again, everybody, let's hear it for Simon Williams. Thank you so much. Let's get those scores, judges. You guys are doing so good. We've got a 9.0. We've got a 9.1. We've got a 9.3. We've got a 9.0. And an 8.8. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is our last poet of the morning. So please give us your warmest, your biggest welcome to Matt Phillips.
Dear Sarah. Dear Sarah. I guess you could say that I'm alright, but the true answer is not quite. Notably, something is astray, and I can't find the resolve to say that I'm okay. Misdirected, in my own eyes, thoughts swallow despairingly in confusion. The method of my madness disguised, intent becomes a mere illusion. Perhaps I'd ask a bird for help, be it a crow, sparrow, or jay, yet they always seem too scared, eager to fly away. I have yet to find the sorrow that will give me the light of day, although my thoughts despair as my patience gives way. It's an announcement. I need to continue. I don't know if you guys
Keep going. Keep going.
My thoughts despair as my patience gives way.
Woe is me, for I cannot go on. Whilst night and the birds will hear me scream, vocalize song, and the precious and the pain will surely feel so wrong. Without volition, I feel affliction. I shall not forget my conviction. Is it oh so wrong to scream along the pain of my conniptions? You cannot think that I'm just alright, radiantly burning, oh so bright. I'm blindly running for answers, seeking without sight. Oh sorrow of the morrow, won't you hear my plight? It is oh so wrong for you to wail your beautiful song without ending my fright. Shameful, call the sorrow, lead yourself astray. The time you spend in reckless confusion is surely not the way. Gain the courage, stand proud, and make another's day. The walk of life is full of strife, and on the morrow you'll be filled with sorrow. But for now, you'll be okay.
And one more time for the good viewer. Let's hear it from Matt Phillips, baby. All right, let's get those scores, yeah? We've got an 8.7. We've got a 9.8. We've got a 9.1. I skipped her on accident. She had a 9.8. My bad, I'm blind. Not what? You guys just can't hold up different numbers to me. 9.2, baby! Okay, and once again, before you guys start leaving, let's give a big round of applause for all of our poets tonight. We're going to be announcing the winners later on through the day, but until then, make sure you guys wear your seatbelts. Thank you.
I didn't do too good on this. It's not good.